Former UFC champion Frankie Edgar has publicly expressed his frustration with BKFC, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, following his removal from a scheduled bout against Jimmy Rivera at BKFC 82. According to BKFC president David Feldman, Edgar was pulled from the card due to medical concerns. However, Edgar insists that he successfully passed all medical evaluations and that the real issue stemmed from the promotion's failure to send the necessary paperwork to the athletic commission. Edgar explained that he had trained intensively for 6 to 7 weeks leading up to the fight, only to be informed a week before the event that he would not be allowed to compete. His manager, Ali Abdelaziz, received an email from a BKFC representative stating that Feldman was traveling to Manchester and couldn't be reached, but that his doctor had advised against Edgar fighting. The reasoning cited included Edgar's age, recent knockout losses, and time away from competition. Despite this, Edgar emphasizes that he had cleared every medical test required. The promotion tried to say they weren't getting my medicals, which is complete nonsense, Edgar said. They received everything. What really happened is that they didn't send my medicals to the commission at all. When Edgar personally contacted the commission, he was told they had no record of his medical documentation. After providing the paperwork himself, a commission doctor reviewed his results and confirmed that he was in excellent health. What frustrates Edgar most is that BKFC had approached him for the fight, not the other way around. They came to me, he said. I didn't ask for this fight. I didn't call them. For them to turn around and treat me like that is shady. That kind of thing doesn't happen in the UFC. If the UFC handled business like this, they wouldn't be where they are today. Edgar, a respected veteran of the sport, expressed disappointment not only for being removed from the event but also for being dogged in his own home state after fulfilling all his promotional duties. I did everything they asked, he explained. I hosted a watch party, went to games, did podcasts, and promoted the event. I did my part, and they still pulled me. It's not a good look for BKFC. While clearly upset, Edgar concluded by saying he's trying not to let the situation consume him emotionally. But he believes the incident raises serious concerns about how BKFC handles its fighters and its professional integrity. UFC bantamweight contender Merab Dvalishvili has shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Henry Cejudo and rising prospect Peyton Talbott, set to take place at UFC 323. Dvalishvili expressed confidence that Cejudo, the former two-division UFC champion, will return to form and end his current losing streak with a victory over the young and talented Talbott. Discussing the matchup, Dvalishvili admitted that while he is not overly familiar with Talbott's full background, he recognizes the young fighter's potential and skill set. He's the young guy with curly hair, right? The one who lost to Umar Nurmagomedov in January but came back and won afterward, Dvalishvili recalled. He acknowledged that Talbott possesses sharp boxing skills and solid fundamentals but still believes that Cejudo's experience and championship pedigree will be the deciding factors. Henry will beat him, Dvalishvili said confidently. However, he also noted that the fight presents challenges for the Olympic gold medalist. It's a tough matchup because Henry hasn't been using his wrestling as much lately, Dvalishvili explained. Even if he does, he could get tired, especially if he hasn't been training as consistently as before. Despite raising questions about Cejudo's current training intensity, Dvalishvili made it clear that he's rooting for the former champion to succeed. I'm hoping Henry wins this fight, he added. He's a legend of the sport, and it would be great to see him get back on track. Cejudo, who has faced a string of difficult losses since returning from retirement, remains one of the most decorated athletes in MMA history, having held both the UFC bantamweight and flyweight titles. A victory over Talbott could re-establish him as a top contender in the division and silence critics questioning his motivation and conditioning. When asked if he would consider facing Cejudo himself, Dvalishvili didn't rule it out. With both fighters currently competing in the same division, a matchup between them could be a compelling storyline should Cejudo rebound successfully. For now, Dvalishvili remains focused on his own title ambitions but made it clear that he respects Cejudo's accomplishments. He's done it all, Merab said. He's an Olympic gold medalist, a two-division champion, he deserves respect. I just hope he brings his best version against Talbott. If he does, I believe Henry will win. UFC President Dana White has hinted that Ilia Topuria could be part of the organization's first-ever event on Paramount, scheduled for January. During a recent media interaction, White revealed that matchmaking for the highly anticipated Paramount debut officially began, confirming that the promotion is actively building what promises to be a major card to kick off the new broadcast partnership. When asked specifically about the possibility of Topuria competing on the Paramount card, White responded cautiously but didn't rule it out. "It's a possibility," he said, acknowledging the growing star power of the undefeated featherweight champion. Topuria, who recently captured the UFC title with a statement victory, has quickly become one of the sport's biggest attractions, and his involvement would make the Paramount debut a massive draw for fans. White also addressed several other major storylines surrounding the UFC's upcoming schedule. He discussed Charles Oliveira's impressive recent performance against Mateusz Gamrot, a fight that saw Oliveira dominate and then call out Max Holloway for a potential rematch, this time for the BMF title. "That's obviously a fight that would be incredible to see again," White admitted. While no official plans are in place, he confirmed that discussions around the idea have already taken place. In addition, White provided updates on the middleweight division, particularly regarding Khamzat Chimaev's first title defense. When asked whether Rainier de Ridder could leapfrog Ikram Aliskerov and challenge Chimaev if he delivers a spectacular performance against Brendan Allen, White kept his options open. "Let's see how the fight plays out," he said. "We did talk about him today. We talked about Khamzat today. We talked about everybody today." The UFC president emphasized that the end-of-year results will play a major role in determining how 2025 begins for the promotion. With two major milestones on the horizon, the White House card and the Paramount debut, White and his team are carefully shaping the roadmap for the coming months. "Before we start looking at next year, a lot depends on how the end of this year plays out," he concluded. "We've got big things planned, and Paramount is a huge part of that." If Ilia Topuria is indeed featured on the first UFC Paramount event, it would mark a significant moment in both his career and the UFC's broadcast history, signaling a powerful start to the organization's next era. Khamzat Chimaev has made a surprising accusation against former UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland, claiming that Strickland once brought a weapon to the gym after a misunderstanding between the two fighters. The incident reportedly took place during the period when Chimaev was training at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas. In a recent interview, Chimaev opened up about what happened, explaining that his relationship with Strickland was generally normal until one particular incident changed things. "When we used to train together, he was normal," Chimaev said. "But one time I got angry with him, and the next day he came to the gym walking with a gun. He thought I was going to attack him." Chimaev explained that the tension stemmed from a misunderstanding in a group chat shared by several gym members. According to him, the argument started when a fighter from Chechnya made a comment in the chat. "There was one guy from Chechnya in the group," Chimaev recalled. "He wrote something like, 'All Chechens are strong.' I responded jokingly, saying, 'You're an American chicken, I'll beat you up.' However, the situation quickly escalated when the comment was misinterpreted, possibly due to Chimaev's limited English skills at the time. He later said that I misunderstood him," Chimaev explained. "I didn't speak English very well then, so I couldn't express myself clearly. He said something that I thought was bad about Chechnya, and I reacted. I thought he disrespected my people, so I immediately got angry and wanted to confront him." Chimaev admitted that his misunderstanding might have caused unnecessary tension, but he emphasized that he never expected Strickland to take things so far. "I didn't mean anything serious," he said. "But the next day, he came in with a gun, like he thought I was going to attack him. It was crazy." While the incident never escalated beyond that, Chimaev's story adds another chapter to the long list of wild and unpredictable gym stories involving Sean Strickland, who is known for his outspoken personality and intense training habits. The two fighters have since gone their separate ways, with Chimaev now focusing on his middleweight title reign and Strickland continuing to make headlines both inside and outside the octagon. Still, Chimaev's revelation sheds light on the volatile dynamics that can exist between elite fighters in high-pressure gym environments. Top UFC bantamweight contender Corey Sandhagen has made it clear that he wants his next fight to be against Sean O'Malley, believing the matchup is the most logical and exciting option in the division right now. Both fighters are coming off losses to Dvalishvili, and Sandhagen feels this is the perfect time to finally make the long-anticipated bout happen. In a recent interview, Sandhagen explained his perspective with confidence and enthusiasm. "I think me and O'Malley has to happen," he said. "If there's ever a time to do it, it's now. I don't know if he's booked for anything yet, but that would be such a huge fight." Sandhagen suggested that the potential matchup could take place on the historic White House card being planned by the UFC, an event that has already generated massive buzz. "That White House card would be sick to fight on against O'Malley," he said. "There's one fight in the division that fans have been calling for over and over again, and it's me versus O'Malley. If the UFC threw us on that card, it would be a gigantic fight for the fans and the sport." While the timing of the event might require a longer wait than Sandhagen prefers, he's willing to be patient if it means fighting O'Malley on such a monumental stage. "It's a little ways away, so I'm not thrilled about waiting that long," he admitted. "But for such a huge card and a great opportunity to give fans what they want, it would definitely be worth it." When asked if he would be open to fighting earlier, potentially in March, Sandhagen confirmed his flexibility. "March is good," he said. "I don't want to wait too long either. That White House card would be historic, and a lot of people will be watching, but if it means being a main event somewhere else and fighting O'Malley sooner, I'm totally fine with that too." For Sandhagen, the matchup makes perfect sense from every angle. "That's the biggest fight you can make in the division outside of a title fight," he said. "There's never been a better time for it than right now." A clash between Sandhagen and O'Malley would undoubtedly capture fans' attention, combining elite striking, technical mastery, and star power, potentially setting the stage for a title eliminator in one of the UFC's most competitive divisions.